Hello, my name is Alicia and I am an online teacher. And welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. I'm very nervous, so I may talk very fast. I'll try not to do that. And I'll try not to say a lot. And if I do, I'll edit them out. I want this channel to be about teaching online and other means of making money online for extra income and maybe even sole income if you reach that level. But I am still working full time. I'm a social worker by trade, and I didn't go into that for money, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing I didn't, but I make enough. I mean, I'm not complaining about my salary, but I also love to travel, and about 2.5 years ago, I just decided that one income was not cutting it, and I needed to do something. And so it just so happened that my best friend called me around the time I was really thinking about all this and said, hey, there's this company called VipKid that is teaching people how to teach ESL online. And there's going to be a training in Atlanta, which is not far from where we live. And I said, what's a VipKid? That's really what I said. What's a VipKid? And anyways, we decided to go hear VipKid out, and we got over there, and obviously it was VIP Kid, and we went through a training that was basically designed to, they didn't make any promises, but to give you a leg up on getting hired, to help you with the interview process. So we did that. We got hired, and I was very excited because that was the answer to my prayers, right? I was going to earn about $400 a month, put that straight into savings, use my regular income to pay off a credit card and just pay my regular stuff. That was the plan. And didn't happen that way. Bookings were slow and I was impatient. So I ended up maybe teaching a dozen classes or so for VIP Kid, and discovered another online company, and Palfish. I brought a prop. So I applied to Palfish. Thought, can't hurt. Maybe they book more. So I applied, interviewed, got the job, and they booked more. Palfish became my bread and butter for extra income, and it was crazy. I started teaching. I opened up 3 slots every morning before work and taught every morning three classes before work. And a little bit about Palfish, you could maybe be teaching a regular child who has already paid for their courses, and you're, I don't know, subbing, or I really stopped trying to figure out how they assign who. But you also taught a lot of trial classes, which are parents who are trying to decide whether they're going to buy a package. So if you were teaching a student whose parents decided to buy a package, it was a little bonus. So I, for some reason, was really good at converting trial classes, and the money was just piling up. Wasn't getting rich, but my goal was $400 a month, and I was earning more like $1,200 a month. But it came at a price, let me tell you, because what happened was they would send you a message and say, you're booked fully, so open up some more slots so we can give you trial classes. So I did that. I opened up more and more slots until I was getting up to teach at 5 in the morning and sometimes 4:30 in the morning. And I was getting so tired. I can't even describe to you, after several months of doing that, how exhausted I was when I would come home from work. That was it. That was my life. My life was getting up, teaching, going to work, coming home, and just collapsing. So I was really contemplating, doing something different, cutting back on my classes or taking a break. And then another disaster struck. And if you are an ESL teacher, one of your worst nightmares is the time change. So those 4:30 classes turned into 3:30 classes. And the 5 o'clock classes turned into 4 o'clock classes. It was, I'll never forget that morning. I'll never forget waking up. And I don't know why that hadn't occurred to me, because it should have. It really should have. But I cried. I literally cried. I'm sure that when I taught that first class that morning, I mean, my eyes were puffy. It was because I had cried. And you're probably thinking, well, that's when she quit. No. I struggle with quitting, which I guess is a good trait most of the time. But I had these regular students. I couldn't figure out, well, who do I quit? Who do I tell, sorry, can't teach you anymore? And who do I keep? And it was all very overwhelming. And so I kept doing this. I kept doing it until the following March. About 4 more months. I mean, I was getting 3 hours of sleep at night. And finally, I just hit a wall that I realized that I think I was almost hospitalized for exhaustion, if I'm being honest. It was really, really rough. And I did it to myself. I have no one else to blame. No one made me open those slots. And so my cautionary tale is, well, first of all, teaching online for extra money is a great opportunity, and I recommend it for anyone because you can do it from home, and it's just, it's the best. But if you're working a full-time job, you've really got to set boundaries. You've got to really decide, this is what I can do, and then stick with that, and don't let anyone pressure you. You get those texts from Palfish, and you're like, I'm doing such a great job. I'm going to open more slots and make more money. And then it just snowballs, and it happens before you know it. And so I finally just sent all of my students a message. I told my admin I'm exhausted, having some health problems from it, and I've got to take a little time off. And so I was going to take 3 months off. I just really got started back this past month because I was so burnt out. So I took a little bit more than 3 months. And Palfish has changed a lot since I've been gone. Some of it has changed for the better. Some of it I haven't quite got figured out yet, but I will. And I have 3 slots opened every morning, like I started out the first time, only this time I'm not opening more. I've got other things going on, and I cannot overextend myself like that again. So, but my foot's back in the door. I've already got 3 of my regulars back. I didn't go looking for them. And I really only posted one moment, which is basically a Facebook post, like a Facebook post on Palfish. And 3 of my students rebooked me, and I'm teaching them regularly. And I didn't have anyone else for 3 or 4 weeks. I was just beginning to think, that's it. It's going to be like VIP Kid all over again. But suddenly I have 2 new students, and I don't know where they came from, but I'm grateful to have them. So things are going well on Palfish. I'm also teaching on another platform called OutSchool, which is completely different. Go into that later, but things are going better. So I'm back. I'm ready to get back into the swing of things. I've been thinking about doing a YouTube channel for a long time, 2 or 3 years. So just finally bit the bullet on all of it. And so here I am with my props and my rewards. I don't really use these. Palfish, you just use a star. But anyways, I totally just rambled off on something that you don't really care about. But so my just in conclusion, just to recap, a short recap. It's a great opportunity. I highly recommend it. Don't overextend yourself. You'll burn out and you'll hate it. So do it because you love it, and don't go beyond what you can handle. And especially if you're working a full-time job, you have really got to set boundaries. and you got to get really good at time management. And I think I have, during my off time, that's something that I really have worked on a lot. So that's my first rambling video, and I hope you come back because next time I won't ramble as much. That's what they tell me. So thank you, and I will see you next time. Please hit the subscribe and like, and bye.